Dawn Mitchell just wanted coffee. It was early morning in Chicago, and she walked into her favorite coffee shop, Brew and Bean. The warm smell of coffee filled the air as she joined the line of business people getting their morning drinks. She had a busy day ahead at her law firm, where she worked on civil rights cases. There would be meetings all day, case reviews to finish, and late-night work on a lawsuit against the city. Looking at her watch, 7:43 a.m., Dawn hoped the line would move quickly. If she could get her caramel macchiato by 7:50, she'd beat the worst of rush-hour traffic. She was thinking about all the work waiting for her when a sharp voice cut through the quiet coffee shop buzz. "Hey, stop!" Two police officers came rushing toward her. One was tall with a shaved head, and the other was shorter with a red beard. Their hands were on their gun belts, and their faces were hard and angry. "Show us your hands!" the tall officer yelled. The coffee shop went so quiet you could hear a pin drop. People stopped talking mid-sentence, and the only sound was the coffee machines humming. "What's going on?" Dawn asked, raising her hands but keeping her voice steady. She was confused but tried to stay calm. The officers grabbed her roughly, saying she matched the description of someone who had just robbed a place. Dawn couldn't believe what was happening. She tried to explain that she had been at home getting ready for work for the past 2 hours, but they wouldn't listen. Instead, they put handcuffs on her, making them so tight they hurt her wrists. People in the coffee shop watched with wide eyes. Some took videos with their phones, while others looked away, embarrassed or scared. A young black woman near the counter found the courage to speak up, saying, "This is wrong. She didn't do anything. She just walked in." But the officers told her to mind her own business and took Dawn to their police car. The morning air was cool on Dawn's face as they pushed her outside. Just before they put her in the car, Dawn said something that made them stop in their tracks. "I'm Dawn Mitchell, and my brother is Malcolm Mitchell, the U.S. Attorney General." She watched their confident smirks fade as doubt crept into their eyes. In the police car, which smelled like old coffee and fake leather, Dawn stayed calm even though anger burned in her chest. She had spent years helping clients who went through exactly this, being wrongly accused, treated badly, and humiliated. Now it was happening to her. The officers, now known as Officer Daniels with the red beard and Officer Reynolds with the shaved head, still acted tough and didn't take her seriously. "That mouth of yours won't help you," Officer Daniels said, looking at her in the rearview mirror. "Hope you're ready for a long day," Officer Reynolds added with a smirk. But Dawn knew what was coming. She told them to check who she was. When they did, the police dispatcher's voice came back nervous and hesitant, confirming everything. She was telling the truth about who she was. Security cameras showed she was at home when the robbery happened, and yes, her brother really was the U.S. Attorney General. The officers started to panic. The confidence drained from their faces as they realized just how badly they had messed up. They quickly pulled over and took off her handcuffs, but Dawn wasn't going to let them off easy. She pulled out her phone and called her brother. Malcolm Mitchell's voice filled the car when Dawn put him on speaker. He was furious when he heard what happened. "You either made an incredibly stupid mistake," he told the officers, his voice cold and controlled, "or this was racial profiling. Either way, you're in serious trouble." He gave them a choice: face lawsuits and public outrage, or admit their mistake in front of everyone. Dawn chose to make them hold a press conference. When they got to the police station, reporters were everywhere, cameras flashing and microphones ready. The police chief stood by the door, looking worried, and even the mayor had to show up. Dawn walked to the microphones and told everyone what happened, how she was arrested just because she was a black woman in a coffee shop, and how the only reason she got out quickly was because of who her brother was. "But what about all the other people this happens to?" she asked the crowd. "What about the people who don't have a powerful brother to call? How many others get arrested like this and can't fight back? How many spend days in jail before anyone listens to them?" The officers had to stand there in front of everyone, knowing their careers might be over. But Dawn wasn't satisfied just with embarrassing them. She knew this same thing happened to people every day, and most didn't have someone powerful to help them get justice. After the press conference, Dawn talked with her brother Malcolm in a quiet moment. He was proud of her for speaking up, but they both knew this was just the beginning. The system needed real change, not just apologies and promises to do better. "You could run for office," Malcolm suggested, with a small smile. "No way," Dawn said. "I hate politics, but I love justice." Before leaving, Dawn saw the young woman from the coffee shop who had tried to help her. The woman came forward nervously and told Dawn about her brother, who had also been wrongly stopped by police. Now he was afraid whenever he saw police lights and wouldn't walk alone at night anymore. Dawn felt her heart sink, hearing this. She took out one of her business cards and gave it to the woman. "Call me if you ever see something like this happen again," she said. "Call me if your brother needs help, or if anyone needs help. We have to keep fighting." As Dawn drove away from the police station in her car, her wrists still hurt from the handcuffs. The soreness reminded her how quickly freedom could be taken away, how easily rights could be violated. She knew the fight for justice wasn't over, not by a long shot. But at least she had made people listen today. At least she had used her privilege to shine a light on the problem. And maybe, just maybe, the next time police officers wanted to put someone in handcuffs without checking the facts first, they would remember what happened today. Maybe they would think twice. Maybe they would do their jobs properly. And if they didn't, Dawn would be there to fight for justice, one case at a time. Because that's what real change looks like. Not just one victory, but a constant push for something better. Not just helping yourself, but helping others who don't have the same advantages. Not just speaking up once, but keeping up the fight until the system finally changes for everyone.